Hello and welcome to Herndon Live today. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Jack Norcross. Emily Ann has the day off today. We have a lot that we are covering today and talking about, including the Escape Room Herndon. It's a brand new facility right in the Kmart Shopping Center, and we'll show you a piece from that with the owner. Also, Allie, Mahar, Kieran, Eddie, and myself, we drove down to D.C. and we actually went to two museums, the Archives and the American History Museum, which was really fascinating, and we'll be bringing that to you later on. And of course, we have our polls, as always, going on in the show. We're going to get to news in a little while as we continue, but we're first going to go to Haley Cassray because she has our latest weather for us. Haley, how are you doing on this Friday afternoon? Good to see you.
Good to see you too, Jack. It's a very fine Friday afternoon, but unfortunately it's going to get thunderstorming and rainy at the end of the day. It's not on here, but it's on weather.com. And so this is what we have right now. And so it's 84 degrees Fahrenheit right now. So it's very nice, but it's not going to be that nice later today. So that's unfortunate. And now on to tomorrow's weather. But fortunately, the rest of the 4th of July weekend is going to be very sunny and very nice. It's going to be mostly sunny, very few clouds in the sky, with the high being 83 degrees Fahrenheit, and no chance of precipitation, so it's going to be very nice Saturday tomorrow. Now on to Sunday. And like I said before, Sunday's going to be really nice as well, with the high being 84 degrees and 0% chance of precipitation, so it's going to be a very nice weekend. Now on to our 7-day outlook. And it's going to be a very nice week besides Monday and Thursday. Monday we're expecting some thunderstorms, and Thursday it'll be a nice morning, but then it'll have like a chance of thunderstorms in the PM, with Tuesday and Wednesday being mostly sunny, and then next Friday is going to clear up a lot, so that's something to look forward to.
All right, well, Haley, thank you so much for that. And but Monday, I mean, it may not look too good because Monday is the 4th of July, and we want nice weather for then, isn't that right? Mm-hmm. All right, well, thank you so much. And still to come right here on Herndon Live, we'll also be talking about insects this summer, a big concern, and Ladra Mrida will have our disease report on that. Also on this show, we'll be bringing you 3 of our Herndon Live polls relating to the 4th of July, so stay tuned for that. We'll be right back right after this.
JPP, tell us what happened.
So 4th of July, I lit up a firework. Thought I could throw it away real quick, and in a split second, blew off my whole hands. It's right there. On the way to the hospital, and all I could do is think about my son and was I going to make it. Now I'm just truly blessed to be alive. Now when I look at fireworks, I think about the safety.
So let's tackle fireworks safety together.
Keep fireworks away from kids.
Leave professional fireworks to the professionals.
To the fireworks professionals.
The numbers speak to the importance of our event today. Consumers should know that there are about 200 injuries each day involving fireworks during the months surrounding the 4th of July. 200 injuries each day. And as we hear from Jason, many of these injuries can be life-altering.
You know, just hope that somebody out there thinking about doing it, it's not worth it. You know, you can mix the chemicals together 5 or 6 times and get away with it, and then it just takes one time. And when it goes off, it can really severely damage you. It'll change your life.
The 4th of July is such a wonderful time of year. Whether you are headed out to watch a brilliant display of fireworks at a community event or celebrating in the backyard, put safety first.
All right, and welcome back. Thanks for joining us. And here are your Herndon Live headlines. We have learned that Donald Trump has begun the vetting process for his running mate for the Republican ticket for president. Governor and former 2016 presidential candidate Chris Christie and former House Speaker Newt Gingrich are 2 of the candidates who are known to be potential vice presidents under Donald Trump if he wins this November. Mr. Trump previously said that he would announce his pick during the Republican National Convention, but this morning it became known that his plans to announce it are going to be before the convention in order to get the party excited. Yesterday, it was learned that Attorney General Loretta Lynch met with former President Bill Clinton Monday on the tarmac for 30 minutes at the Phoenix airport after President Clinton entered Lynch's plane for an unscheduled meeting. This drew criticism from Republicans and some Democrats due to the fact that Lynch is currently under the investigating Hillary Clinton's email scandal. Even though Lynch claims to have only discussed family and golf, she said today that she will be following the prosecutor's guidelines in the email scandal. Also today, we are learning of new recalls regarding the Japanese airbag manufacturer Takata. The United States government wants everyone driving a Honda Civic, Accord, CR-V, Odyssey, and Pilot, as well as those driving an Acura TL and CL with the years 2001 to 2003 to park your car immediately due to concerns of exploding airbags during minor incidents. In an unrelated issue, Toyota announced this week that 2008 to 2012 Prius plug-in, and Lexus CT200H have all been recalled due to the side airbags. This one is not as serious, and no deaths or injuries have been reported due to this defect. And that concludes your Herndon Live headlines. And remember to follow us on Twitter at Herndon Live for the latest information 24/7. All right, and coming up next right here on Herndon Live, we have a lot going on, including what we're going to go to now, which is the escape room interview that we filmed right here in downtown Herndon. So let's take a look at that right now.
Hi, I'm Haley, and I'm here at the Herndon Escape Room here by Kmart with Christian. Hi. And Jack.
Hello.
And Kieran.
Hello. And we're just about to go into the easy level room. They call it Mary in Black, which is here at the Herndon Escape Room. Kieran, what are you thinking going into this?
I think it's going to be a wonderful experience.
Okay, good to know. Personally, I'm a little worried. I'm just a little nervous. I just don't know really what to expect. I've never really done this before. How about you, Haley?
I played a video game similar, so I'm really excited.
And Christian?
Same thing as you, Jack. I'm very nervous. I don't really know what to expect.
All right. Well, we're going to go in the room. Cameras are not allowed. But when we come back out on the other side, we're going to do an interview with the owner, Omar. So let's take a look at that now.
Wish us luck.
All right, and thank you guys for joining us. I'm here with Kieran, Haley, and Christian, and I'm also with the owner of the escape room, Omar. Thank you so much for having us. We appreciate it.
Yeah, it was a blast. You guys were a lot of fun to watch.
Yes, it was a lot of fun, and so what we did is basically we are at the escape room here in Herndon, right in the Kmart shopping center here, and we had a lot of fun. We did the Mary in Black room, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
Yep.
Yes. And we had a lot of fun, and there's intricate puzzles and questions and riddles that we had to kind of solve in order to kind of move on to the next level, and our ultimate goal was to open another door in the end. So just talk about the escape room a little bit. What is the goal of the escape room?
So the goal is you go into a room with a bunch of friends or a group, and you try to escape within the time limit. So there's a number of different things that are going on within each room, and you have to discover what those are and then figure out how to make one thing lead to another. And they all kind of link along the way, to take you essentially kind of through a story or a journey through the room, eventually trying to get you out before the time runs out.
Now, who creates all these puzzles? I mean, you have three rooms currently running right now. Who creates them, and what kind of planning goes into all this?
So a lot of the fun for me and my friends is to come up with the ideas for these rooms ourselves. It's kind of a collaborative experience where we come up with how we want the room to feel and a theme, and then work backwards through all the puzzles and try to give the best experience we can for our friends and guests.
And so you, how did you become interested, or when did you first experience the escape room and thought this would be something good to franchise or start your own?
So I'm a gamer at heart. So I've done like adventure games since I can remember, way back in PC land where games just started off. And the whole concept of creating a game within a physical universe really appealed to me. So I tried an escape room last year at my brother-in-law's place down in Richmond, RVA, escape room RVA, and immediately fell in love. I went down there by myself and joined with a group of random people, and at the end of 60 minutes, we're high-fiving each other, cheering our way out of there, and I was like, I have to share this experience with other people, and that's what made me want to bring it up to here to Herndon.
Interesting. So talk about this location. When did you start, kind of putting this all together, and when did you guys open? And I know there's a grand opening coming up.
Yeah, so we started in November when we were trying to find a location, and right around January, we located this spot, which used to be the old Fox Mill Pets a long time ago. And it was a big open space. It was like a big canvas that we could just paint on. Then it took, there's a number of different things you have to do toward opening a small business, and we walked through all those steps very diligently and finally got everything together so we could open in May, and then it carried on into June. So by June 10th, by June we were open, and then this past month was really our first month in business.
Great. Well, we'll talk a little bit more about the logistics at the end and how you can become part of the escape room. But I know my other co-hosts also experienced Marion Black with us. So, Kieran, do you have a question for Omar?
You said there was going to be another room called the Crypt opening. When will that be opening?
So the Cursed Crypt is going to be kind of our scary room. So we're going to try to put something together so we can have like an October theme, because everyone loves haunted houses, and I can't wait to put together a scary room. So we've got a fourth room that we're going to build. It should be ready in August, and then we're going to develop that into something super creepy by the time we get to October.
Oh, I can't wait for it.
I know Kieran will be back. Kieran loves scary things. Haley, how about you?
So you said you're a big gamer, and I am too. Was there a video game specifically that inspired you to create these puzzles?
So this is going to date me a little bit, but there was a game called King's Quest a long time ago, and it was a point-and-click adventure game where you would go around and collect inventory, and something you would find like inside the hollow of a tree would be a key, and that would lead to something like 15 minutes, 20 minutes later into the game that you would find out, it's like, oh, here's a gate, and that's the key that I found from the tree that opens it. So that whole concept works so well into escape rooms, because what you find very early on in the game, you might not use until the very end of it. And that's kind of a theory that you guys might have noticed that we like to build into our games as well.
Christian.
Okay. So you said each room has a different theme. How do you choose the different themes for each room?
There's a lot of collaboration between the team. So we've got, everyone has this big list of things that they want to do. Like we want to make a pirate ship room. We wanted to do an Indiana Jones room, a whole bunch of ideas that we want to put together, but we only have so much resources and space to do it. So we decide which one's going to work best and then go down the list. We're going to start changing out the rooms like every 6 or 8 months, depending on how the wear and tear goes and how the interest is, so that we can keep bringing in fresh ideas into rooms. So the one you guys played now might not be around in January because we might put something totally different in that room. And we probably will.
I like it. I'm going to come back.
Yeah, I'm definitely coming back.
All right, so let's talk about what groups can come here. I know you talked a little bit earlier when we were talking off camera about corporate groups coming. A lot of corporate groups, great team building activities, parties too. And also, I know you mentioned earlier in the Richmond one, can you come in by yourself or a group of two and work with others? How does that all work?
Yeah, we've had a number of people come in, just book a space by themselves and join in with a bunch of strangers, and they work together and try to discover how to get out of the room. You can't go into a room as strangers and stay strangers in that room. Otherwise, you're not going to get out. So you're forced into this collaborative environment where you have to work together. That also works really well for corporate, because you bring a bunch of people who work together but might not really, get along well at work, or they just don't have anything in common. You put them all together in a room, and they're forced for an hour to talk, be creative together, come up with imaginative ideas, and try to solve their way out of that room. They can't sit around on their phones or chat with their friends that they already know. They have to work together. That's what works for individuals too. You get to meet new people.
And one of the things that we found helpful as we went on is that there was there's a whole kind of system that you were able to kind of communicate with us. Explain that system and how that all works and how many clues you have.
We have cameras in each room, so we're watching you guys go through the rooms. And part of the experience is that we're your game master. So we're helping you navigate through the world of the escape room. And we provide clues to kind of keep your game moving along and manage the way it's interacting with you. So if you guys are stuck somewhere for a long time, we might chime in and be like, hey, try this. You're kind of heading down the wrong path, try a little bit of this. So it's more of an interactive, but we also let you come up with your own failures. You learn through failure, so it helps you come up with, like, this didn't work, let's try something else. And that kind of experience you don't get too often in a very high pressure but no risk environment.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about, so if you want to have a party or have a corporate event here, is there a number you can call or an email or website?
Best thing to do is visit us online at escaperoomherndon.com. And that way you can choose the specific room you want to do, book it for your friends, plan in advance, and set your time and everything. If you show up, we certainly take people who show up, but the rooms you're trying to book might already be taken, so you might not get a chance, you might have to have a longer wait.
So you do welcome walk-ins?
We do. But it's just, if you want to pick specifically what time and what game you want to play, visit us online, book online, and that's the best way to do it.
Is there a flat rate price for each room you try, or?
Yeah, so it's $28 a person per room. So if you're coming with a group of 5 or so, it's $28 per person. We have corporate rates depending on how many hours they want to do, which are different, and it's also, the corporate rates are during the private hours, so they can choose, like normal business hours. Public rates are Friday night, Thursday night, Saturday, and Sunday.
Cool.
Well, from my perspective, you guys did great. It was a blast to watch you guys. You communicated and you immediately dove into it. You didn't hesitate, and you guys went through it really quickly, and congratulations on getting out.
Thank you. Appreciate it, and thank you so much for having us. I
appreciate
absolutely.
it.
Take care. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, and welcome back, and thank you so much to Haley, Kieran, Christian, and who's not on camera there, and Mia, as well as the Rose family. They all helped put this whole thing together, as well as Omar, who is from the escape room, and he's the owner, and it was a lot of fun, and we had a great time, so thank you so much to all of them. Now it is time to turn to our disease correspondents, Elijah and Ridu. They have their health segment going on for us today, and today they're talking about insects, what to be aware of, especially during the summer season. So let's throw it over to Elijah and Ridu. Hello.
Hello, thank you, Jack, for introducing us. So as he said today, that we're going to discuss about insects, different types of insects, and their bites and how you can prevent them.
So summertime brings out a lot of insects, especially mosquito bites, which drives people crazy. It drives me crazy.
Yeah, the bugs, they're always following me around in the summertime, and it drives me crazy.
So it's better to wear insect repellent to prevent these bites. Okay, interesting fact about mosquito bites is that mosquito bites are very common during dusk and dawn.
So this is very interesting that I actually didn't know before, that male mosquitoes are harmless and they only feed on the nectar, and the female mosquitoes are the ones that bite and feed on your blood.
Also, they find their victims using combination of scents, exhaled carbon dioxide, and chemicals in the person's sweat.
So as I said before, that they follow you around, that means you sweat a lot or you breathe rapidly. That's, yeah, because they follow you because this is the scent that they
also, they prefer people with blood type O. And like obese people are more likely to get mosquito bites because they have,
That's interesting.
And so, like, when a mosquito bites, we get a red bump. That's not actually the result of the bite. It's actually our immune system reacting to the chemicals in the protein in the mosquito saliva.
Yeah, so it's not because they bite and you get like a...
Yeah, it's our
It's
body.
actually the saliva of the mosquito, and that's how you get it.
So the symptoms,
So large area of itching, obviously. And you want to say?
There are lesions and also bruises near the site of the bite. And there's lymphangitis, which is an inflammation of the lymph system, and hives. And if you're like really allergic to the mosquito, then you might get anaphylaxis, which is a rare life-threatening condition that results in swelling in the throat and wheezing and requires like immediate medical attention. Because some people have like a lot of allergy to mosquitoes.
They do, yeah. Probably because of the protein of the saliva, they're allergic. So their body does not, the immune system of the body does not react against it, and it just attacks their body. So there are other one called ticks, and they're also a very common bug in the summertime. So ticks bites actually have consequences. So it is safe that you spray insect repellent to prevent it. And because of ticks bite, you can lead to Lyme diseases.
Where did it go?
All right. Well, thank you, Laja and Ridu, very much. And
and actually, so if you want to learn more about bug bites, you can watch Medicine Matters with Dr. Wendy. It's called Bug Bites and Plus Stings, and it's Wednesday at 8 p.m., Thursday at 12:30, and Friday at 9:30.
Great.
Back to you, Jack.
All right. Thank you so much. And before we get to our Herndon Live Twitter poll, which is coming up very shortly, we are going to, we took a day trip. We're going to be doing many different day trips throughout the summer. This time we went to Washington, D.C. Myself, Allie, Kieran, Eddie, and Mahar all took a trip down there. So let's take a look at that and see our Washington, D.C. adventure. All right, today we are in downtown D.C. We have a lot going on. We are giving you tips on where to go for some day trips this season during the summer here in downtown D.C. We have two of them for you today. We are going to go to the archive, which we're just about to go to actually, and we just visited the United States of American history, which was very great and interesting. Let's first take a look at that.
Anyways, so we saw the National History Museum and the National Archives. Both were free and in walking distance, And there is a parking garage. Where's the parking garage at?
I think it's on 9th Avenue or 9th Street.
Yeah, but it's $20.
On a Saturday or Sunday, so
Yeah.
good to know. And then I think it's by the hour on the weekday, so you can check that out. Or you can always try to find street parking. I just struggled with that a little bit.
Yeah, so if you want to have a definite no-tow and safe car parking, you can park here. I encourage the Metro, but multiple lines are closed
Currently.
Yeah, due to them making fixes and construction.
I suggest you carpool.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Carpooling is good.
I like the Museum of American History and also the National Archive. I like seeing all the documents, and that's some cool interactive exhibits.
So
thank you so much.
You liked both places then?
Yeah, that was good. All right.
Yeah, Jack, your favorite?
Where's the GoPro? I'm just gonna.
Oh, it's pretty good.
I really enjoyed the archives personally. Darn it, we came out of a different way. Actually, I gotta go this way. I really like the archives, and there's an interesting exhibit, Allie, that I know you may know about the different amendments and kind of how they were formed and some examples of them. And I really kind of found that pretty interesting, which I thought was good.
Yeah, the higher level I think had better documents than the first level.
Yeah.
The first level just had the Magna Carta.
Yeah, which was not that exciting. And I was a little disappointed with the documents, actually, at the archives. I thought they were kind of ill-fated and just kind of boring looking.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It did get repetitive by the ends.
Yeah, it's kind of like you see one document, you kind of see them all.
Yeah, they are all just paper, but I think it is for the older demographic. I wouldn't say bring kids to the National Archives.
I didn't really read the documents that well, but I liked seeing how people would write their letters those days. It was like F was an S those days back then.
Right. Yeah, it was just kind of interesting to read and see the old English that they had.
It was like slanted too, and they actually write really beautiful.
Yeah, very nice. Okay, what about our lunch choices? Can we talk about our lunch decisions, how we came to that conclusion?
Well, first we went to Mendes, right?
There's a lot of good street vendors. I encourage that. Jack doesn't like street vendors.
I wasn't a big fan. They're just a little too sketchy for me personally, but that's just my 2 cents. So, Kieran, what did you think?
I thought I got an ice cream from a street vendor and it was really good.
Yes, we all did most of us got ice cream, which is good. And we were going to plan on going to Subway, but that kind of ended up
Shake Shack.
Going south. We went to Shake Shack. And what was everyone's takeaway from the Shake Shack? That was also on, I'm going to get the street right, 9th Street. It's 9th Street Northwest.
Delicious cheese fries. Good.
Yeah, mine was pretty good. I was a little disappointed at its feet, frankly.
It being better. The last time I had Shake Shack was 2 years ago, basically, in New York. And it may have just been that I was really hungry in New York. But I was also hungry today, so I don't know why. It just didn't taste as good to me.
Yeah, it was a little disappointing.
Yeah.
So.
But the fries were better than I remembered, which was weird since before we went I did say I hate their fries, but then I ended up liking the fries better than
I can't go.
my burger.
We're getting some big honkers up back here.
Yeah, it's because DC drivers are just jerks.
There we go. Now I can go.
Yeah.
All right, well, make sure also, but if you're driving, make sure you have other people in the car, like I think Mahar mentioned earlier for the carpooling, just so that parking is easier and whatnot, and that it just makes it more efficient process.
Yeah.
It was my first time at Shake Shack, so I liked it.
Yeah, Mahar, you like Shake Shack?
Yeah.
That's good.
I thought it was also good.
Okay, let's talk about the American History Museum.
Yeah.
Right? What'd you think? What did everybody think about that?
They had some gems, but I don't know.
I like the interactive stuff they had.
Yeah, I was a little bit, Allie and I were kind of talking about kind of the layout of everything. We weren't really a big fan of the layout.
I wish that it was done more chronologically rather than like, oh, these are a bunch of dresses and here's a bunch of this.
Yeah, it was just kind of like plop, plop, plop of just kind of random stuff all over the place, which is interesting.
Yeah, and it seems like the newer exhibits that they're opening, it's gonna have more 80s and 70s stuff and maybe more 60s.
Yeah, so we'll see what
Yeah.
the future brings. Yeah, and also I think 2 is kind of, if you want to kind of look at them, you know, a decent amount. I think 2 was a good amount. We arrived down here about 12:30. We all got together, and right now the time is 4:30. So basically we spent a good 4 hours. That included 2 museums and lunch, which was pretty nice as well.
Some gems I think at the History Museum is they have Lincoln's hat from when he was
The day he was assassinated.
Yeah.
They have the hat there.
What else was they have a bunch of like inaugural dresses that first ladies wore.
Right.
That's what Mahar liked. They have one of Prince's guitars there.
That was pretty cool, especially since unfortunately
since he just passed. And they're gonna have Muhammad Ali stuff in the future. We saw in the new exhibit.
Yeah, they have 2 new exhibits, one opening in 2017 and one in 2018. But also they have a small kind of exhibit recognizing African Americans in America, but there's going to be a whole museum with that opening pretty soon.
Which is actually, can I just
yeah,
grab this?
Please, yes.
It's just right over there near the monument.
You can kind of see it. Maybe we'll see it better.
They kind of got behind schedule though with the, I wasn't sure you guys. It's right there once that bus leaves. Right behind those trees, and there's the monument.
Yeah.
I'll flash it back when we get a better view. But yeah, that's what's gonna be opening. They got behind schedule though, but it should be opening this year.
Yeah.
I feel like the museum's structure is very different from others. Like, others have domes and stuff. This one's just like
Yeah. Okay. Allie's gonna take it. So this is the new African American Museum, which is right there, which looks pretty cool.
It's locked.
But we will we'll get to see more of it hopefully soon. We'll do a segment on it, so that's pretty exciting. So this is there's the Washington Monument. We're just driving on Constitution Avenue right now, leaving the city as we make our way onto 66, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
What days do you guys recommend coming here?
I think try, if you can, come the weekdays, because some things that we saw were pretty busy. Like there was a little bit of a line when we got into or trying to get into the archive. So I would say try to come weekdays to avoid the rush, especially since it's summertime too.
Yeah, also that's another thing is since it is summertime, there's more people from outside the DMV area.
Right. Coming to enjoy.
Yeah, also, but like there's so many things to do in DC. Like, I mean, there's great art museums, there's a lot of concerts and festivals going on. Like, we passed a festival.
Right.
You might see it on my camera.
Yeah, a lot of things going on, you know, in the mall always, so lots going on.
Yeah, don't bring a lot of belongings though.
Yeah, you do a lot of walking, yes. All right, well, thank you, Allie, Mahar, Eddie, and Kieran for coming with me, and thanks for joining us on our first of the series, a part of our summer day trip. So thanks, and we'll see you next time. All right, so welcome back, and we did have a great time, did we not, Allie?
Oh.
Yes.
Yes. You did not go on this trip, Haley, and we missed you, but you didn't go.
The escape room. Like, I had fun.
Well,
I went to one, Haley went to one.
Yeah, I guess you can only tolerate one Cass-Ray sister, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works.
Yeah.
I don't know your system. All right, well, let's get started with our Herndon Live Twitter poll today. We had 3 questions, and today we got 151 votes on our poll, so thank you so much. We appreciate that. Let's begin with our first question, though, and that is, what is your favorite 4th of July food? All right, and our choices were burgers and hot dogs, watermelon, corn on the cob, cookies, pies, and cakes. Allie, let's start with you. What do you like on the 4th of July?
I really like hot dogs, like a lot.
You're a hot dogger.
It's one of my favorite meals, actually, is hot dogs. Which I know some people say that's disgusting. Like, my brother says that hot dogs are disgusting.
And
personally, I really
that.
like hot dogs better than burgers.
Okay, good to know.
I don't like
Haley?
either hot dogs or burgers.
That's
but,
why there's 4 options.
But I'll eat them if someone gives me one. But like I voted for cookies, pies, and cakes. But like
You love a bacon cheeseburger.
ice cream should be on there. Yeah, like I only like burgers when they have like the condiments that I like.
What
like
does
my
that mean?
my relationship with burgers and hot dogs is very complicated.
Okay. Good to know.
So.
All right. Well, personally, I do like a good cheeseburger. Corn is always good. I like some good summer corn.
If
you
it's
know.
grilled
Yeah.
really
Yeah,
nice,
yeah.
it
That
has to
sounds
be
nice.
grilled really
But
nice.
you know, if it's
Like if
then
it's
it's
just out of a can, then
Yeah, if it's just out of a
it's
can,
not
like
good.
the.
But if well, I guess you said on the cob, so
Yeah.
it is. Like,
Yeah.
It's like not out of a
pretty
can.
good.
It's on the
Yeah.
cob.
Yeah, no can. That's funny.
No can.
All right, let's take a look at our results here. What is your favorite 4th of July food? And let's take a look at our results. All right. 40% of people said burgers and hot dogs, Allie and Jack. But watermelon was the big winner with 44%. Not a lot of corn on the cobbers.
I agree
But
with
some
the
people like the
watermelon.
desserts.
I don't know. I feel like you can't eat a lot of watermelon without getting sick, you know, because I feel like a lot of people get sick after they eat
But it's just water
more
though.
than like 3 pieces of watermelon. You know what I mean?
I don't get
Some
how you
people
could
don't
get
like
sick on
watermelon.
watermelon.
Some- my
Like
aunt
it's
doesn't
just
like
water.
watermelon.
I mean, it's like okay, but I just know a lot of people get sick when they
Yeah.
eat it, too much of it.
Yeah.
All right, fair point. Okay, next question. We're talking about the fireworks here. Where will you watch the 4th of July fireworks? Is it going to be in Herndon? Do you watch it on your TV? DC? Elsewhere? What's the situation? Allie and Haley, I assume it's the same for you, but
Every
Yeah.
year we watch it on TV, but then when like the Herndon ones go off, we like leave the TV to go watch the Herndon ones.
I don't know if we really watch the TV ones. I like for
we just
New
have it
Year's
on.
Eve, we watch the TV ones and we watch like
The Herndon
the
ones.
Herndon ones. But like we live on a court that's basically like facing the golf course almost. So if the trees aren't too long this year, we'll still probably be able to see.
that's cool. So
The
just kind of
fireworks.
walk outside, but in Herndon.
Yeah. Yeah, like we don't live in the town of Herndon, but we still live
That's
in Herndon.
Herndon. Yeah.
Yeah, like you know what I mean?
Yeah, you could throw a golf ball and it would hit, the town of Herndon from your house.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right.
Where do you watch
Where do
it?
you
Because
watch yours?
you live in Reston.
I do live in Reston, but I'll watch it at Wintergreen this year. But they're actually having their fireworks on Sunday, I guess, to try to attract
Yeah.
more people. So maybe I will be watching.
Are
it
you
this year.
ever home though for 4th of July, or do you typically go out of
No,
town?
I'm out of town most of the time. Yeah.
Okay, we're typically.
Is
in
Wintergreen where you
Herndon.
usually go skiing every
Yes,
year?
yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay.
4 seasons resort. Lots going on. All right, let's take a look at the results here. Where will you watch the 4th of July fireworks? All right, let's pull up the results here. 45% said they watch them in Herndon, I guess like you. 8% said on the TV. 4% said DC. And 43% said elsewhere. So it looks like Herndon
I
and
guess a
elsewhere
lot
are
of
the big one.
travelers.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of travelers. But it's a good, traveling weekend, especially you get a
Yeah.
3-day weekend in this year with it being on a Monday.
Yeah, but I know a lot of people in Herndon do the
Do.
they do the illegal Pennsylvania fireworks. You know what I mean?
Oh, kind of light
Because-
them in your driveway.
Yeah, like they light them in their driveway, but they also go to like Pennsylvania and buy them from Phantom Fireworks because
Oh, like
you
the
can't
app-
have
you can
like
buy
the
the-
sky ones
Yeah,
in
oh, in
Herndon
Virgi-
without a permit.
Right.
But you can in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, like in
Oh, that's
Pennsylvania you
interesting.
can, and I think North Carolina you also can't shoot off those fireworks. It's because of all the trees.
Yeah.
All
of
Virginia, you
yeah.
can't.
I didn't know if it was just like this district
yeah, I'm
or whatever,
pretty- yeah,
but
I'm
it's
sure
all of
it'd apply.
Virginia. So you have to travel to get
To
the
get the
fireworks.
Yeah, I know my grandma lives on a lake in Reston, and they used to, it used to be like huge, but then I guess a lot of
Fire
people were.
marshals or
Yeah, I guess I
whatever.
don't know who enforces that
I
exactly,
would,
but
I
they
would
kind
assume
of,
policemen
the
and
next
fire
year was lack.
marshals.
Yeah.
Once we were at the beach with our brother, and there were like these two guys setting off fireworks off the beach. It was really funny.
Maryland,
Oh,
no
Maryland, you
fireworks
can't have
at
fireworks
all.
at all.
Not
So-
even the ground.
Not even the ones that
No,
like you
yeah.
set off on the.
So that's no
Wow.
fun.
Yeah.
Sorry,
You
Marylanders.
have to use your
All right,
imagination.
let's look at our
in
next
Maryland.
question. This one
Maryland's,
relates
like-
to summer. Yeah.
Maryland's tough though. Like I
know.
know that they have weird alcohol regulations too.
Okay.
And just like weird. I know one county, the one where Meriwether's at. Apparently, it's illegal to smoke tobacco in that county. like outside.
I don't think they can.
No, I'm not joking.
Not
like
in
when I
public
went,
locations.
Are you sure?
yeah, like when I went to Meriwether with my brother, there were signs posted that said it's like illegal, and I can't remember what county, to smoke tobacco.
Well, don't they do it anyway,
But everyone
though?
was doing it anyway. But I'm just saying it was. I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah.
And I know like a lot of grocery stores apparently don't
sell
Good to know.
many adult products.
All right, let's move on to our next question. It is, what do you do in your free time over the summer? We have the choices: read a book, watch TV or movie, go to the pool, make stuff. Haley, to you first.
Okay, number one, like I said, go to the pool, but I also make stuff. Like if you mean like arts and crafts, I make
that's
stuff.
why it's stuff, not make arts and crafts.
Yeah,
It's to
like
make food. I don't know.
Like before school got out, I made tie-dye with a friend, so I make stuff.
Fun. That's good. Hey, Allie, how about you?
I have a lot of reading to do. I need to read. But I've gone to the pool and I've watched TV.
A little too much
I don't know
TV,
if I
you ask
really
me.
make stuff. But I would say I kind of do a mishmash.
Okay, good to know.
She dabbles.
What do you do?
I probably watch TV or a movie. Probably. I've been into watching a lot of I saw OJ Made in America, the ESPN special. That's pretty good. I'm just kind of, but I think it's interesting about
Is it
OJ.
because is it because you watched like OJ versus
The People versus OJ?
Yeah.
That was like a fictional series of the whole thing, but that was really good. And it's just interesting because a lot of people refer to it in pop culture now, but it's something that we didn't live through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just kind of interesting looking back on that. That's what I have been doing of late. But here we go. What do you do in your free time over the summer? Oh, I don't think I changed the numbers. That's unfortunate. I think it was like 53%. Sorry, the numbers aren't changed.
I can look it up now.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
you can just look at the bars.
Yeah,
I mean,
like obviously watch TV and stuff. That's probably because of Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to the pool is the second.
I
and
hate the pool.
It's way
Why?
different though. Like it's about
Well, like there's germs in the pool, but
maybe
it's not
a third,
bad.
third, yeah.
10% maybe.
That's probably like 15, somewhere around there.
Oh, yeah, true, 15, and then that's barely there.
Pretty close,
Looking up the...
Okay, we'll get the full numbers.
Well, I guess
Make
reading's
stuff.
above makes stuff.
Reading is above
Yeah,
make
watch
stuff.
TV movies, like the winner. It got 56%.
56, okay.
And then go to the pool, got 19%.
Okay.
And then read a book and make stuff, got...
56, what was go to the pool?
Go to the pool was 19.
19, okay.
And then read a book was 13.
13, okay.
That beautiful
And then make
handwriting.
stuff was 12.
Okay, so
beautiful.
I was surprised make stuff didn't get more.
Yeah,
This is
me
50.
too.
I'm surprised actually how much make stuff got.
Really?
Yeah.
It's literally make stuff. Like it wasn't like arts, crafts, music, or whatever. It was like make
You
stuff.
can assume that arts
Yeah.
and crafts, like...
You did the phrasing for the question.
I'm a make stuff.
Yeah, I like it. All right, anyway.
I mean, hats off to you for doing it. I wasn't there.
Yeah, no, that was good. And I don't know, are we still on air?
Okay, we're...
All right, so we're just double checking because it went black there for a second. All right, there we go. Oh, we're back and now we're off. Okay, well, we're going to keep going. All right, well, thank you so much for joining us. That concludes our Herndon Live, and we want to make sure that you have a great 4th of July weekend. I'm Jack Norcross alongside
Allie Casray.
And Haley Casray.
And we want to make sure that you have a safe and great weekend as wherever you may travel or staying here. But remember, you can follow us on Twitter at Herndon Live, on Facebook, Herndon Live, and on YouTube, Herndon Live.
And we have an Instagram, right?
I don't use that,
do?
no. But we do own Herndon Live, so on Instagram.
Is it copyrighted?
I guess. I don't know
You
how
mean
that works.
trademarked?
Trademarked. I don't know. I don't know how that all
We
works.
need to get on that.
All right, well, we'll get
Branding.
maybe Instagram soon. So I guess go to Herndon Live if you want more Instagram photos.
Yeah, check there just in case.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us. Once again, have a great weekend, and we will see you in 2 weeks for a brand new episode of Herndon Live. Good night, everyone.
Bye.
What if our logo got so popular that people
people
start
got
to wear it like
tattoos.
on their shoes, like the Nike symbol?